purpose of you shooting is to make the people forget that there's a cameraman even there. So if you're shooting and you're doing stuff that's making them remember that there's a cameraman, like using the zoom as opposed to doing pushes and pulls, or gliding, or using sliders and things like that, then every time you make a move, you're reminding them that there's a cameraman there. And if you're reminding them there's a cameraman there, you're taking their attention away from the scene or whatever it is that they're supposed to be watching, right? So with respect to it, you gotta look at that and say, every movement needs to be calculated. Every movement needs to be something that you're doing, not for the sake of saying, hey, I'm moving, but for the sake of saying, I'm trying to say something with this. So if I'm pulling back from an individual, I might be pulling back to show that they're being left alone or the people are walking away. If I'm coming in tight on an individual, so if I'm pushing toward that individual, then I may be pushing toward them just to show that, hey, something's rushing to them in aggression. But if you're just hitting the zoom back and forth, I don't want to say it's an amateur move, but let's say it's a move that's not contributing to what you need it to contribute to, so people know, hey, or people forget, hey, there's a cameraman there. They can just be engrossed in the story that's being told. I tell people all the time, stop letting people say that I want to fix it in the edit. Stop shooting for post. Shoot like there is no post. Because if you're shooting for post, all you're going to be doing is increasing your editing time, and you're not capturing what you need. You're saying that you can go and make Hollywood magic, or you can go and make movie magic. Whereas if you're shooting and you set everything up the right way from the beginning, you reduce the amount of time you got to spend on the other side, which means you can tell the picture, tell the story better. If you got to go back and cut the story up, at a point, your cuts are going to be jumps and different things like that. And that's not going to help you. And again, it takes away from what your goal is as a person who's shooting. And your goal got to be, or your goal should at least be, making them forget that there's a cameraman holding the camera. One of the biggest mistakes I see cats making is shaky video, right? Everybody thinks that, oh, we got so much this, so much in the editing tools that I can use a shaky video, or I can just grab a camera and go handheld and stabilize it all out on the end. That's not how it goes. I mean, you can do that and you can get it as stable as much as you want to, but if it's bad in, it's gonna be bad out. Point blank and period. So I tell people, invest in the tripods, invest in the stabilizers, invest in the glides, invest in the sliders. They don't have to be the most expensive pieces, but you get rid of that whole shaky element, and that makes your production and that makes your videos look like they're at a whole separate level. But if you're grabbing it and you're just shaking it with the camera and you're just trying to push the button to get record, then you're going to have a hard time trying to talk to people about your value and your value proposition, because they see what you're saying, but they're looking at what you actually delivering.